Grew up with Big L and the dude supposedly killed him. A week before that, though, Big L had tried to kill him. What was he to do? Please don't get in your feelings. When the time's right, I will tell you about the villain.
This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you slap a like on this for me. Well, today we got Cameron, and he's rapping about Big L's murder, and he gives more insight on it. He's basically saying, hey, this guy killed Big L, but Big L was trying to kill him a week prior. What would you have done? I'll give more insight when the time is right. And this, if you don't know, Big L and Cameron were good friends in the 90s. And Big L was murdered by this guy named Woodley that they knew. And Cameron knew him. And he actually attended Woodley's funeral because Woodley was gunned down on June 24th, just a few weeks ago. And Cameron attended the murder and paid his condolences to his friend's murderer's murder. You know, like, so it's like, it's weird. It's this weird triangle going on. And you know what's even weirder? Just a few months ago, we were talking about Taxstone calling Cameron a snitch. And I stuck up for Cameron because I don't believe Cameron's snitching at all. Like, when, you know, the whole thing where he got shot, and then when he talked about it, he said the guy threw up the rocks. I don't think that's snitching. And, you know, all that. Something about Taxstone was calling Tupac a snitch or some shit like that. Anyways, I don't believe Cameron's a snitch, but I believe he's talking too much about a situation, but it's his life. I wouldn't talk so much about a murder when you're so close to both people that were killed. You know, just let it be what it was and what it is. But anyways, if you're giving a little bit of back story on this, Big L was murdered February 15th, 1999, and he was just about to sign to Jay-Z and Rockefeller. And like, he had a huge buzz in New York at that time. I mean, I was really young, but I do remember buying Big L mixtapes and CDs. I was young, and it was he was about to pop. He was about to pop, and all he needed was a major deal. And the guy was sick. He was sick, man. Yeah, he had introduced Jay-Z to a lot of hip-hop circles prior to Jay-Z making it. So Jay-Z wanted to sign him. Anyways, he got gunned down. And there's a whole story about this. He got gunned down actually by a friend, but the guy never got charged with his murder because they questioned him and they felt like there wasn't enough evidence to charge him. He got charged with like cocaine possession and served a few years around that time, but that's it. And there's a whole backstory to this. This is a theory that goes around the real reason for the death of Big L, and it relates to a murder, or if some people say mistaken identity, you know, because like Big L's brothers were in the streets too, and that kind of involved Big L, but they thought that Big L was part of this Harlem murder that happened, and Big L's brothers were a part of this crew called NFL. I think Big L was a part of it too, and in the theory, Juror Woodley, okay, the guy who murdered Big L, was known as Reggie, and he was gunned down under instruction of Big Lee, aka Leroy Fenaze, one of Big L's two brothers. The night Reggie was gunned down, L supposedly placed a large chain around Reggie's neck as he continued to say, "You look good in that." The shooter was instructed to blast the guy wearing the gold chain. The crime unfolded as planned, and eventually word came to Woodley that Lee was the mastermind. As a result, Woodley would make a plan to kill Lee. However, since Lee was in jail at the time, he was untouchable. In Jared's mind, he planned to do the next best thing, murder L himself. Note that this is a theory, and the truth behind it is uncertain. Also note that L never had a criminal record. Other stories involve, you know, beefs between Woodley and Lee, like unrelated to Big L, like drugs, money, robbery, girls, and I don't know, man. It's weird because, like, and Nas said it best, man. He said, "It's not your enemy who gets you; it's always your own people. Your best friend will murder you." And this is just a weird story. The Big L story has always been weird. I mean, he has a big mural in Harlem, and Cameron's talking about it now. Everyone was baffled that he attended this guy's funeral that murdered Big L just a few weeks ago. This guy was also gunned down and on the 24th, and this guy murdered Big L. Not only did he shoot him and kill him, he made sure he didn't have an open casket. It was like a savage murder. He blasted him in the chest a few times and shot him in the face so he couldn't have an open casket. So there was something real personal behind that. And you know what? It makes me believe that maybe Big L's brothers were trying to murder this guy before, and it was personal, because if you feel like someone's trying, and Cameron kind of sheds light on that and speaks truth to that now in this rap where he says, they were trying to kill this guy just a week prior. What would you have done? So maybe he understood that after a while. After losing his friend, he kind of understood, like, if someone was trying to kill me, my best friend was trying to kill me, I'd strike back too. But it looks like karma came around, and this guy got killed just a few weeks ago. So, you do something bad, it's going to come back around at one point. And you can't make up for a murder. There's no coming back from murder. But, Cameron posted all these pictures, RIP, NFL crew, and, just a bunch of stuff. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he talking too much? Or did you really want to know about all this stuff? I mean, it's interesting to know the unknown, but should we know the unknown? Should it just be left alone? I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Cameron's definitely not a snitch. I just feel like he's just talking a little too much about something that shouldn't really be talked about. But hey, it's not my story to tell. It's his.